1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Earthquake!
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Hey guys, I'm James Hake. This is the Hake Report. It's Friday, October 18th, 2019, and there was an earthquake last night, early this morning. I don't know, was it after midnight? Seemed like it was after midnight. Like, I don't remember when. I tweeted about it, actually. Yeah, it woke Joel up. And let me just see when I tweeted, because I tweeted about it when it happened. It was just like a little jolt type of a thing. It didn't really jolt, it just shook. 8 hours ago at 12:20 in the morning. Probably happened at 12:19 because it took me a second to tweet it. Anyways, yeah, it was hard. It threw me off. I was laying down and it threw me off. Anyways, welcome guys, and you guys can call in 888-775-3773. I will get to your calls. I see a lot of you guys are eager to talk with me. But first, let me give you a quick announcement and then a little bit thing about Kathy Griffin, because I want to clarify, minor clarification, but it's not a correction because I wasn't incorrect about my past statements about this whole Kathy Griffin, Donald Trump horror movie, supposed macabre fight scene. So Jesse Lee Peterson is speaking at Politicon 2 Sundays from now in Nashville, Tennessee, at the Music City Center, Sunday, October 27th. Info at jesseleepeterson.com. You can also find it via rebuildingtheman.com if you prefer going to that website. That's the Bond website, Jesse's nonprofit. He's going to be debating one liberal or another. Some of these guys may be getting cold feet. I don't know. Don't know what's going on, but he's going to be there. So if you're in that area or you want to meet him up, get your ticket. Politicon. I recommend it. So, I want to correct a minor I want to do a minor clarification on this Kathy Griffin thing. I saw more footage, and Kathy Griffin is still a liar. But I'm showing you on the video, if you're watching the video, Jesse Lee Peterson YouTube, his D Live. Shout out, guys. Mixer and Periscope. But you're looking at a picture of Kathy Griffin. Well, it's not Kathy Griffin, but Kathy Griffin's face on an actress woman's body with an actor man who looks like he could be swinging an axe or taking the axe away, but it has a CNN logo over his head. So it looks like the CNN logo guy may have done it, but I looked at more footage, and it turns out I looked at the original footage. And what I'm telling you guys about is this incident where there's this meme video out there where Trump walks into the church of fake news, and his children get threatened with being put in cages with pedophiles and stupid stuff like that. Just sick statements that, liberals, anti-Trump, Trump haters have said. And so then a whole fight breaks out after in this meme, the Trump character shoots a person who's, just threatened his kids or something. And then a whole fight breaks out. You see John McCain choking somebody, and Trump saves the guy by bopping John McCain on the back of the head. This was made over a year ago. Yeah, there it is. Thank you, Joel, pulling up these pictures. You can see John McCain's eyes bugging out. Cartoon eyes. And who's that woman? Rosie O'Donnell goes after Trump with a knife. Trump protects himself with the Bible or some book, looks like the Bible. And he punches a big, bulking Maxine Waters in the stomach. It's a big fight, but they pretended like they pretend like it was a mass shooting, and they're pretending like it's a threat against so-called journalists. at the end, Trump wins and he's happy and he has sunglasses on. But, well, at no point do I see Trump swinging that axe at Kathy Griffin. And that is because apparently it was edited out of the footage because this meme video became its own story. Well, the original scene was taken from a movie called Kingsman, The Secret Service, and the star is Colin Firth, whose body Trump's face is on, right? And Colin Firth is just an actor, right? And in this movie, Colin Firth's character does swing the axe at Kathy Griffin's, at the woman on whose face Kathy Griffin's face is overlaid, but that is not in the meme video at all. I watched it pretty carefully, so you guys can check it out for yourselves. I shared it on the Hake report, on the Hake channel, in my community posts on YouTube. You can check it out. I recommend it if you have the stomach for it. I kind of enjoy the cartoonish violence stuff. It's just cool, especially since it's a metaphor for what Trump is doing with all the people who are attacking him. He's still beating them, and they're ganging up on him big time. They're colluding. So she falsely stated on Twitter that she was being murdered, and Trump supporters will not take it as a joke, which of course it's a joke. But it's also a powerful statement about all the people who go up against Trump shall fail. For example, Elijah Cummings. And I'll talk a little bit more about Elijah Cummings soon. But I just wanted to clarify that in the real movie, Kingsman, which is a fake movie, right? In the real movie Kingsman, this Colin Firth character does swing that axe, but you never see Trump swinging that axe. So Kathy Griffin lied. And so that CNN character was, in fact, pulling it out from after it had, hurt her. So I just wanted to share that. Anyways, I'm going to talk about the DNC leaks. I don't understand how it's like kind of brilliant but stupid that the DNC email leaks from 2015, probably 2016, to be honest. 2016. Julian Assange of WikiLeaks leaked out a whole bunch of DNC, Democrat National Committee emails, and it just showed the corruption, the collusion between the liberal media and these, the chairwoman of the Democrat National Committee, blonde lady, curly hair, Jewish woman, Debbie Wasserman-Schultz. She emailed that guy, she emailed some, top guy at NBC or ABC, or I think it was NBC or MSNBC, Chuck Todd. And Chuck Todd cleared out his whole day for her and said, because Wasserman-Schultz was not happy how some pundit or somebody talked about how crooked Hillary Clinton was. And she didn't want Bernie Sanders beating out Hillary Clinton because she's a Hillary girl. This Debbie Wasserman-Schultz is. So the DNC and the media colluded against Bernie Sanders and against Trump and for Hillary and for the Democrat Party establishment. Sick people. Nasty. And there's all kinds of corruption leaked out of those DNC leaks, those emails. There was like weird stuff, really weird stuff, spirit cooking and things like that. That I think. What am I right, guys? You guys know probably better than me. But there's all this weird stuff that came out, but the media's like, oh, see no evil. Who hacked their server? We don't know whether it was hacked or it was leaked. I don't know that. I've never seen proof. But they want to say, oh, Russia interfered in the election. Oh, maybe it was Russia that hacked it or got it to be leaked. I don't know. That's what they claim. But we know that the so-called intelligence community is not that intelligent. They're a bunch of intellectuals who hate Trump. And they'll say anything. They're not honest people. They're conspiracy theorists. It's funny because they are the ones who came up with the word conspiracy theory, but they're the conspiracy theorists making up conspiracy theories about Trump in order to protect themselves and the Democrats, because they're a bunch of Democrats. Most of the government employees, including the so-called intelligence community, is a bunch of liberals. Anyways, let me get to some calls, and then I'll I kind of told you that whole story. Oh, yeah, I'll tell you a little bit more, though. I have a little bit more to say. And I want to talk about that Hake Cummings who died. Earl from Michigan. Earl, how are you?
Oh, James.
Yes.
I see your fearless leader ran today. He didn't want to talk to me,
What you talking about?
evidently. I'm talking about Jesse.
He didn't want to talk to you?
ran.
That's
No.
your conspiracy theory?
No, it's a fact.
No, it's not a fact. That's your assumption. ASSUME.
No, it's a fact.
No, it's your assumption.
No, it's a fact.
No, it's your
He made
assumption.
He made a poor, pathetic excuse.
Oh yeah, he
hang
had
up.
you on the phone. He had you on the phone. I vaguely remember. You weren't making sense, and so he said, "Thank you."
No, I didn't make. There wasn't nothing to make sense about. He asked a stupid, pathetic.
Complain to him
question.
about it because I don't remember this whole. I wasn't really paying that much
he just
attention.
asked, was I black? And you know the answer to that. And then he hung up. So let's
We don't
play
have
games.
proof.
We know
We
that's
don't
a
actually
stupid-
know that you're black.
Well, he asked me 1,000 times. He's called me black 1,000 times. I've told him I was black and proud of it 1,000 times.
Black
what
and
else
proud.
do you need?
Whatever,
So,
Rick. I mean,
let's don't-
whatever.
let's don't play
Not Rick.
games with it. Like, he just, yeah.
But
he's
you
just confused.
call them
Don't get
scared
nervous.
or a coward.
Don't get nervous.
That's a dumb opinion. That's
No,
a
it's a
false
fact.
statement. Nope.
That's a fact. He just hung
It's
up.
not a fact. He hung up
That's
on
a
you.
fact.
That may be
What
true.
What excuse can you give?
He doesn't need an
He asked the
excuse.
person
He's
what
the
he's like,
host. He
and
does
hung
what
up.
he doesn't need an excuse to hang up on a
because he's
caller. He does
scared.
what he wants. He hangs up on
Just
good and bad
because
callers
he's
all the
scared.
time.
Disciple with this because he's scared.
No,
But,
you're the one who's
unlike-
scared. You're scared
I know
because
you're going to defend him.
you're scared
You're his
because you
defender.
have to accuse him of being
You're
scared.
his defender.
Only a coward would have
You
to
worship-
accuse
Did you-
somebody
did-
of being
did
scared.
You kiss his ring?
Why are
Did you
you
kiss his ring?
Why are you so scared?
No, you just
Boy.
trying to make up an argument because you have nothing
Baby
to say.
Farrakhan.
Oh, look at you trying to come back. Your baby Hitler self.
Anyways,
hit you-
what's your point?
Anyway,
Yeah.
I was going to talk about with Jesse. I was going to talk about the shooting of the Dallas policeman.
Oh, the man. The Dallas
also-
woman?
It wasn't a Dallas woman. That was a misstatement.
Fort
It was
Worth?
Yeah, Fort Worth. There was policemen shooting the black woman.
Okay.
But and also, on a different subject, there was Mulvaney spilling the beans about quid pro quo. Now you're trying to walk it back, but that's a different story.
Mulvaney's statement was totally reasonable. There was nothing wrong with it. But you guys
Now
are
he's
making
trying to
false
walk it back.
assumptions. He's
Now
only
he's
walking
trying to
back
walk-
what you guys are falsely
he's
accusing
saying-
him of doing.
He's saying, don't believe what I just said.
No,
Because he got
that's
chewed
not
out
true.
When he went back into the
So
to the White
guys,
House. he got
this-
chewed out. Now he's trying to walk it back. He
No,
said, of
you
course-
guys don't know what
of
you're talking
course
about.
it was.
No, you don't know what
It
you're
was a-
talking about. You're just listening
It
to the
was a-
liberals. You're just
Of
listening to
course
the
it was a
liberals.
Quid pro. This came out of his mouth.
You're just listening to the
Of course
liberals.
It was a quid pro quo.
They're
was
calling it
about
quid
the
pro
service.
quo, but that's just a buzzword. For normal stuff,
No,
you're supposed
that's when you don't
what are you
wanna
supposed to
believe
pretend?
anything.
Hey, Earl, you're supposed to pretend that I'm gonna go ahead and give you all I want, and you don't have to do right by us. Of course, they have to do right by us. Part of their agreement is they have to give us information about any people who are on our side breaking our laws. That would include the DNC server crap.
No, that was
There was a
already
whole lot of
proven. That's
corruption. There was a
that's-
whole lot.
that's-
How come, Earl? How come you guys never focus on the corruption within the DNC leaks that we found out about in
you
2016?
changing the subject.
No, you're changing the subject. You're changing the subject.
I didn't say,
Because-
I didn't say about DNC.
Yeah, the
You
DNC.
did.
That's what it was
I wasn't
about.
talking about the
That's
DNC.
what
I was
Mulvaney was
talking
talking
about-
about. That's what
we
Mulvaney
talking
was.
about Ukraine.
See, you don't even know what Mulvaney was talking about. Mick
No,
Mulvaney.
you was talking about
Mulvaney was
some
talking about
deep-
the DNC
some
leaks.
deep state crap that trying to prove that the Russians had nothing to do with it.
I don't know how
Ukraine.
much to do with it the Russians did. They bought some Facebook ads. Oh no. You guys just can't. Okay, I'm gonna get to this. You guys just can't believe that Trump supporters actually think for themselves, unlike you people who are just suckers for the Democrats and suckers for the rhinos.
You was a sucker for Trump.
Exactly. I'm a proud sucker for Trump because he's real. He's real, and you guys are phony.
If he told you the moon was made of Swiss cheese, you believe it.
Of course. But, he would know. He has NASA, and NASA never lies.
Fools.
Huh?
But I said you're devoted fools.
That doesn't mean anything.
I know it don't. Just like you.
You're either fools for Christ or you're fools for Satan.
You're a devoted fool.
So we gotta make your choice.
You worship him.
No, I don't.
About the police.
You know who worships who? You know who worshipped who and died? You know who worshipped who and died? That was that hack Elijah Cummings. He worshipped Hillary Clinton and then he died. He worshipped her and then he cursed Trump, and so he died.
You speak ill of the dead.
Hey.
So
he spoke ill and then he died. He spoke ill of the good. He spoke ill of the good and he died for it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's some crap you come up with.
He died. He died, didn't he?
I know it.
It's a fact. It's a
but
fact,
that
Earl.
The reason he died. The reason
it is.
you saying is a bunch
he was decrepit. Okay, I do have a theory on why he died. He married this woman.
Who cares about your theory?
He married this woman. She was probably 37 years old, and he was probably 57 years old or 50, something like that. 20 years older than her. And he couldn't handle it. 10, 12 years later, he's dead. And I think they had 3 kids together.
So you assume this, right?
She's 48 now. She's 48, his widow.
You assume you know why he's dead.
No, that's my theory. I'm not assuming. I said that's my theory.
And he was already ill. You assume
he was ill when he got married?
That he died.
Why would a 37-year-old woman marry an ill man?
Well, it
36.
did, didn't he? Whatever it was.
2008, he was sick? He married in 2008.
Well, anyway.
That's late.
Talking about the policeman because you're talking nonsense.
Maybe there is hope for me.
You have no proof.
Hopefully I don't die 12 years after I get married.
You're just supposition.
Yeah, I suppose. It's just supposition. But didn't you? But how come you never focus on the DNC leaks? You saw how corrupt they are?
The DNC.
Huh?
You keep going to the DNC crap.
Because that's what Mulvaney was talking about with Russia and Ukraine. Ukraine, I mean, not Russia. They say that somebody says DJ Farmboy with a PH like pharmacy says there's no DNC server in Ukraine. That's a conspiracy theory.
That's something Rudy Giuliani came up with. He's been not after him. The counterintelligence.
Right, because they don't want the truth to get out. They're protecting themselves. They don't want, the swamp doesn't want the truth to get out. The swamp being the Democrats, the rhinos, the deep state. They don't want the truth to get out, so of course they're going to go after Trump, the truth teller, the true whistleblower.
The swamp is Trump.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Hey, Earl.
Right, and that's why they telling on them quicker, left and right. That's why the ambassadors
I've been having him for 9 minutes.
Telling all, and all the other folks are coming and testifying because they don't want to be.
So you're telling me there was no swamp? You're telling me there was no swamp before Trump? That's ridiculous.
It don't have to be before swamp. He has a swamp of his own.
Nah. I mean, yeah, he's draining that too. He's draining that too. You'll notice his former friends are turning on him. He's draining the swamp of them too. Cohen turned on him. Swamp. Yeah, he's draining it. He even got Bolton. Bolton was swamp, right? He hired Bolton, and then he fired him.
When he can't use them, he'll throw them under the bus. They're not going down.
Because they belong under the bus. I gotta go, Earl. We've been talking too long.
I was going to tell you about the policewoman, the policeman.
Can you save it for Sunday?
I'll probably call you another day.
All right. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Hail Hitler.
Yeah. Hail Farrakhan.
Good night.
Uhuru. All right, Earl. Take care. All right. Samuel out of Sweden. Samuel, how are you?
Well, I'm doing
That was
well.
nice German, huh? Hey, Samuel. I almost just called you Sam.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. Anyway, I just wanted to call in because it was pretty fun at work today. One of the employees sent out a mail in the company mailbox so everyone can read it. It was about 2 female astronauts that had made their first spacewalk.
Yeah,
I don't know if you read about it.
I saw a headline, and I was rolling my eyes, and I thought about getting it. It was a CNN push notification, of course, right? Because they like to promote the women. To my phone,
exactly.
right?
And it was like, and the employee said, like, wow, congrats to all you strong woman. And I immediately replied on the internal mail system.
Oh, no, you shouldn't have done that.
And I said, dear God, protect space. And I mean, I
that's
put
cute.
Work on fire, literally with that. And I mean, later on, one of the highest bosses said to me that I had to treat all amazing female workers good. And you know, I'm working as a salesman, calling companies. For advertisement.
All right.
And I said, well, I don't think it's special because it comes natural for women to talk for hours in the phone. And, I mean, it was pretty amazing. It was like, well.
I don't know if you should be saying this stuff at work, though. You want to keep your job, don't you?
Well, I don't know. I want to work, but I know I just said it anyway. And I realized after saying it that when I noticed the reactions that people and men especially have made women their gods. And when I said those things, I said it jokingly. I mean, like, well, little as a joke. Anyway, and it was like I had dropped the N-word at the Black Lives Matter rally. I mean, it was to say something that could consider negative about women in this. It was like saying something bad about God in church. I mean, it's pretty amazing that how people have placed women above and beyond.
That's true. It is ridiculous. And when I saw that headline, they said something to the effect of, it took them a while to do it because they couldn't find a suit that fits or something. Something like that. I should look for that. But it's a mess. But be careful at work, man, because most jobs are going to be compromised in that way. They're going to be SJW-oriented jobs, especially in white countries like Sweden and America that are so. I'll just say compromised. There's another word that has fewer syllables that I want to use, but they will fire you so fast it'll make your head swim, as Jesse says.
Yeah, it was so
be
after
careful.
writing it that I realized that, well, I could actually get fired for it. I mean, I thought, it was just internal fun in the internal mail system.
Right.
Then I realized that, hey, they were really upset about it. Some anyway, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm the most outspoken person at work anyway.
Yeah, I mean, there's a time to do it, time not to. I'm just giving you a heads up about it. Yeah, so I got this push notification, 4:54 a.m. Women make history, parentheses, at last. This is a CNN headline. Watch now. 2 NASA astronauts conduct the first all-female spacewalk. A March attempt was scrapped because there was only one spacesuit that fit. I guess they have smaller bodies or something. Anyways, man, yeah, it's like you're right. They shouldn't even be sending out emails like that, but the majority agree with them. And so got to be smart with it. But you are so right that they do kiss up I remember getting into fights with my former friends about this type of stuff because they get so self-righteous and act like they're perturbed with you. The males, and it's like ridiculous to hear them kissing up, being like, "Oh, I work under women that I totally respect," and stuff like that. It's kind of pathetic to hear it, and then they actually get mad at you. It's so weird.
Well, I would say, like, for my defense, I hadn't really seen from my own eyes how much men have made women their god. But now I've seen it. I mean, it's like doing attacking someone's god.
Yeah.
Speaking about women.
I appreciate it, Samuel. Be careful, good luck, and keep on fighting in Sweden, for Sweden.
Yeah, have a nice weekend.
All right, you too, take care.
Later.
Let me get to Russ out of Virginia. Russ, how are you?
Hey, how you doing, James?
Doing fine. Nice to hear from you.
Hey, listen, I just wanted to ask a question because I've heard Jesse say a lot, and it might not be fair if I pose this question to you, but you're like in the Jesse camp. You guys generally have the same opinion, and I just want to ask you. Jesse talks about like black people wanting free stuff.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so my question is, I'm 54 years old. I've been working since I was 14 years old, almost on a continual basis.
Nice.
Now,
how old are you? I forget. In your 50s?
54.
54?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was forced out of my long-term 20-plus year job because of my health issues, and I'm on disability. My question to you is if you accept disability, are you like getting free stuff? You know what I'm saying? Does the question make sense?
Yeah, I get you. I get what you're saying. It is free stuff, although I think it's like disability insurance or something like that your job pays, that your company probably is forced to pay for or something.
Well, no, you pay into that system.
Okay.
Just like retirement, or no, just like Social Security.
All
you
right.
pay into it.
Yeah. So then it's
the
like
amount of money. The amount of money that I get. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So in that case, it's basically insurance covering you while you're unable to work. I'll tell you how I feel about it. It's probably good it's probably fine to take it while you need it, but I would definitely be serious about rehabilitating so you can get back to some type of work again, because that can be very spoiling. I don't know if you've experienced this, but even when you get sick and you can't go to work, I'm saying the general, you're not referring to you specifically, but I get sick, I can't go to work for a few days, I tend to get like a little spoiled. And then, so that happens with people, regardless of whether they're justified in receiving that disability insurance payments. So it's something that you have to be careful of, because the human beings are very weak-willed and get real spoiled real fast.
I understand what you're saying, but like it's a little bit more deep than that. Like I'm legally blind, so it's not like I have a cold and I'm going to get better.
Yeah, there's no rehabilitating your blindness. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I have a heart condition, like this. I understand exactly what you said.
Is there anything else you can do? Is there anything else you can do that you can move on to?
As far as work?
Yeah, or some type of... What do you do all day?
Well, I deal with a lot of pain most of my days.
Oh, man.
You know, we don't, but I don't want to get specific.
Right, but what I meant was... is there anything that you can do that's like providing value that you can get money from?
Well, here's the issue. The issue. Because of my age, I have to put myself back into the workforce. Who wants to hire somebody that's 50-something years old? Like, how long are they going to work? Like, that you're not, like, really eligible candidate for work. Like, people don't want to hire you. And then, because I have outbreaks, then it's like my attendance is not going to be, up to standards for a company.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not considered to be a candidate to be hired.
Yeah,
There's nothing I can do about that.
You're in a pickle.
I don't have a bad day every day.
Yeah.
But I have bad days enough that where I can't fulfill the needs of a job.
They should, for this reason, they should get rid of certain things like minimum wage and stuff, because minimum wage and, all those things make it harder for people to hire. And it also just increases the cost of things. It just makes things more expensive for everybody. But maybe there's something that you can do on your own, like your own business type of thing. I don't know. I'm just suggesting.
Okay, but the only question I had for you was, is that like the thing that when he says about black people wanting free stuff, do you consider that? Because I'm a black man.
Uh-huh.
I've been working since I've been 13, 14 years old.
Yeah.
I've paid into the system all that time. Is this an example of me, a black man, getting the free stuff? That's all I want to ask.
I don't know, because I don't know your situation. Like that's really for, when he tells people that, he wants the blacks to examine themselves and know for themselves whether they're guilty of that or not. And he actually, it actually encourages other races to do it too, just because he's talking about the blacks. Other people can relate. So you should know that for yourself, man. So you don't have like property that's making money for you while you sleep and stuff like that?
Nah, I don't have a property that's making money for me, no.
Mm.
Listen, I'm not complaining. That's not what...
Yeah,
no,
so I would just say, I don't know, I'm not judging you. But you should know yourself, and there's a way to make it. I know you can find a way.
Look, James, I'm fine. I'm not complaining about anything.
Yeah, I got you.
I just wanted your opinion if that was a situation where a black person was trying to get free stuff.
I would say no. I would say no. There is a lot of abuse of the disability thing. There's a whole lot of able-bodied men.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But
your situation doesn't sound like that. But it sounds like you may not have set your life up well so that you could handle this as smoothly as you would prefer. But hey, sometimes that adversity makes us better. It happened to Trump. He went through a lot of different things, maybe not in health-wise that we know of, but with other challenges, and it does make us better. So hopefully you come out ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. It's funny that you brought Trump into it because I didn't say anything about Trump.
I know, but I was just thinking, because I was just I was actually brought up Trump because Trump said that very thing at a rally a few weeks ago, where adversity makes things better, and so it made me think of him. Anyways, Russ, real fast, go for it.
Have you ever thought about having like a interview show like The Fall State?
No, I hadn't. That hadn't crossed my mind, but I have thought about. In fact, today I was supposed to interview somebody, but that person made a fool out of him or herself. I think it's a him. I believe it's a he. And that person is
like a Skype type of thing.
No, it was going to be in person. Actually, this person flew out here and was interviewed by somebody else, and that interview lasted very short because this person I was supposed to interview made an absolute fool of him or herself and just wouldn't communicate properly. So, yeah, we wouldn't communicate, period, to be honest. Just had to.
Okay, well, I'm not going to hold you up.
Yeah, but I do want to interview more guests. I do want to interview more people. I think you guys would enjoy it, and I would too. And it would be a nice growing thing for myself and for the channel.
Would it be a different forum than like just on the phone like this?
I would have them in person on Skype. Maybe I would have like a sit down situation. That would be kind of fun. We'll see what happens.
I would love to sit down with you and
Okay.
interview or something like that. So
all right,
please
Russ.
work that out and explore that. All right?
All right,
Thank you for
appreciate
talking
the
to me.
offer. Take care, man.
All right, you have a good day, man.
You too. Let me get to... I hung up. That's kind of alpha, right? I hung up in the middle of his word. Or was that just awkward? Was it alpha or awkward? Nick's nice. Oh, man. I want to get to you guys. But let me quickly point out very quickly and very clearly Elijah Cummings. So this guy, Elijah Cummings, who died yesterday early morning, he passionately spoke out against the investigation into Barack Obama's Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. It was noted in his obituary type thing that I read in AP, Associated Press, far left outlet. Her Benghazi failure specifically, because there was this big Benghazi investigation by the rhinos, who weren't going to do anything. Trey Gowdy made a big scene like he was fighting for us, but he just ended up yelling and nothing else happened, right? So there was all these investigations into Hillary and Obama, and nothing ever came of them because the coward rhinos are too cowardly. I guess they represent we the people who have become cowards, right, in our normal lives. And we think that we would do better than them, but maybe we wouldn't. So, but the point is, Elijah Cummings protected evil Hillary. And Hillary is evil. Everybody knows she's evil. Pro-abortion, lying. Her husband was a filthy liar, but she was a liar, probably worse than him. Feminist. Vote for me because I'm a woman. I don't know if that's a quote, but it's a song inspired by her. Horrible at foreign policy. You guys probably know that stuff better than me, but I know that she was the co-founder with Obama of ISIS. And I say that figuratively, that's a quote from Trump, because they set the stage for ISIS to grow and become a problem. And people are accusing Trump of doing the same thing. We'll see what happens, right? Fake. She was fake with the blacks, very fake. And even the blacks knew it, and they still voted for her. Shameful, but not to the extent that they voted for fake Obama. So she was a pandering, evil woman. But Elijah Cummings endlessly supported her and endlessly went after real man, President Trump. And did this impeachment stuff. There was no evidence. It was just all a partisan hack job. And so he was a partisan hack. But worse than just a partisan hack, because partisan implies that the two parties are like morally equal. Nuh-uh. The Democrats are pure evil, and the Republicans are just mostly evil. The Republicans, the platform is for what's right, the family stuff, all that. God, the country, protecting America. But in practice, the rhinos are fake, just like most of the Christians are fake. That's why we're losing America, or have been losing it anyways. So he was partisan for evil, this Elijah Cummings guy. The evil party is the Democrats, and unfortunately, most of the good party, the Republican Party, has nobody good for the most part, except for Trump, Jesse Lee Peterson, Alan West, I think, Sheriff Joe Arpaio, he's good. Seemingly, these seem like good, tough guys. Roy Moore seemed like a solid man. He should have won, but I don't know. Maybe he wasn't as tough as Trump. So I just wanted to point that out because he went all out for protecting Hillary, protecting evil Hillary, and then he went all out trying to go after Trump, and he hit the brick wall with going after Trump. Shameful.
Come on, man.
So let that be a warning of what not to be. So let me get to Scott out of Chicago. Scott, how are you? Chicago, Illinois.
James Hake.
Hey.
The baby Farrakhan slayer.
Appreciate it.
I love it, man. I'm doing well. How are you, sir?
Doing fine, thank you.
Good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Excellent. Hey, I have a theory with regards to this whole impeachment crap that's going on right now.
Okay.
Everyone, just to stay informed, I like to have the news updates from CNN, MSNBC, all the fake news. They send those texts to you when news comes up. And they're all repeating the same storyline that Trump's blockade against impeachment is falling apart.
Yeah.
And they give absolutely no reasoning for how it's falling apart, given that there's been no vote. And Nancy won't take a vote to impeach him.
Good
but
point.
For some reason, his blockade is falling apart.
I know what they're pretending that means. They're saying that there are people who are talking to Congress. You know, turncoats, traitors, deep state
Yeah, they're
types.
going in for their interviews.
Career diplomats like that guy that I talked crap about yesterday. Sorry for sounding crap. Michael McKinley, I think he was called. I think he was born in South America, married to a Hispanic woman. I mean, he grew up in that world, so he was attracted to it, I guess. But he was like a career diplomat. That doesn't reflect well on him as a person. It just means that he's part of the swamp. And so, yeah.
Well, and it all depends on what he's actually saying in those interviews,
True.
too, right? He may be scared of getting arrested or being hounded on other issues that he may have in his past, and he's just trying to, just placate these individuals and go in and give an interview without saying anything.
Right.
But
yeah, man.
I am so shocked that I guess I shouldn't say shocked. It's just astounding to me, though, that not one news organization other than Fox has come out and said, what's the interviews about? We have the actual transcript of the call with the Ukraine president, and you're still talking about these whistleblowers who you're not going to actually interview. You're not actually going to have them testify, but you're going to bring in all these other people. What can they possibly tell you? It's just another witch hunt. They're just trying to dig up more dirt on something else that's going to be the next big story for them.
Yeah, they're not actually they don't actually care about the country. They don't.
They hate it.
Yeah.
It's not that they don't care about it. They hate it.
Right.
They want to change it into communist China.
Well, I mean, it's already been changed. It's already been changed quite a bit. That's why Trump is kind of changing it back. He's gotten rid of a lot of regulations and stuff, and he's calling out these people as phonies, which is what they are.
Yeah.
So he's a threat to them, and they can't seem to defeat him. So they're trying to get him on anything. And, unfortunately, the establishment people, the media, the rhinos, the Democrats have all found this thing to be, this is a technical reason to impeach, but it's not. It's just normal stuff, but they're fake. Anyway, Scott, man.
Real quick. Notice how quickly they're moving on it. It's because the Barr report is about to come out, and you're going to see people implicated for things that are going to shock America. And I think he's going to let it trickle out little by little just to give them a slow death. And because if he releases it all right now, it's way too early in terms of the election that's coming up.
I don't know.
He's going to slew them. You just watch. It's
all
gonna
right.
be fun. Sit back and get your popcorn, buddy.
I appreciate that, Scott. We'll see what happens. Take care.
Thanks, James.
All right. See you Sunday in church. Sorry about that. Daniel out of Phoenix. Been waiting a while. Arizona. Daniel, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Doing fine. You're breaking up a little bit.
Am I still breaking up?
A little bit, but go on.
Shall we abandon?
No, make your point. Go ahead and make your point. If it's too bad, I'll put you on hold.
Okay, no problem. I'm just really talking about what Jesse was talking about, mindfulness and observing every thought, holding it captive. And I just wanted to make the point that I've met a lot of people in my life who have been involved with New Age religions. You go to these kind of spiritual centers.
Yeah.
And what they do is they take that part of what Jesse's saying and they tell you to do it. It actually comes from Buddhism, but they leave God out of it completely.
Yeah.
So instead of prayer, it's meditation. You understand what I'm saying? So and in fact, a lot of it, like they get a lot of people into it through yoga.
Right.
When women go to lose weight, do yoga, whatever, they start pushing the whole thing. And I've met so many people in my life who are following these fake religions, And
yeah, me too.
The reason they do is because they go to Christianity, they get let down by bad Christians.
Yep.
And it puts them off for life, basically. So that's really my point. I just want to say that. And the other thing I just want to say real quick was the guy who was talking before, who's disabled and he's got a bad heart and he's blind.
Yes. Russ.
This is absolutely true. I purchased a weapon on Gunbroker and I kind of got to know the seller, and he's actually got a massive YouTube channel, which I won't mention. He's blind.
Wow.
So he was emailing me, selling me a gun, doing the whole everything.
Yeah.
And he's got a channel, and he's blind.
You know, one of the PR guys or, publicists who contacts our producers, pitches guests, he's blind too. So there's a lot that people can do, even with being legally blind or fully blind or whatever.
And also, when I had my business, I tried to employ as many people as I could, and I was always looking for people who were disabled.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't actually find any, unfortunately, because, I hate to say this, but a lot of them don't want to actually work. But the best I could manage were people who were really massively overweight.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Why did you seek those people out specifically?
Well, because I just felt like it was not a calling, but not because I feel sorry for them, but because I just want to kind of educate them that you don't have to be at home being given stuff all the time.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And in fact, I always talk to people as much as I can. I had 4 guys came here the other day I gave them a free mattress, and I'm not even joking. They were like a microcosm of what's going wrong in America.
Yeah.
There were like 4 young guys. They're studying ridiculous courses at college to do like social studies. What kind of job are you going to get from that?
Yeah, exactly. Psychology.
Environmental study.
Yeah.
Right? And then one guy was doing
art.
history, and he said, "Oh, sorry,
I did
James.
art. I mentioned art because I did art.
Okay, well,
But I did it because I was forced to go to college and I had to pick a focus, and so I picked that. I wasn't thinking about career because I was just forced to go to college. There's a brainwashing that has afflicted the boomers, the zoomers, the Gen X, the Gen Y, and the millennials are Gen Y, right? And they all believe in this education thing, and you see blacks falling for it too. Education. But it's not what it's cracked up to be.
Funny enough, one of the black guy in the group who's 25, he was doing history, and I said, make sure you do fact-checking.
Yeah.
And he said, well, what do you mean? And I said, well, you've got to make sure you do get multiple sources because people rewrite history.
Yep.
And then I said, have you ever studied English history? And I meant talking about going back to King Alfred. It's fascinating, the kings and queens of England, the whole thing.
Yeah.
He said, oh, yeah, English people enslaved blacks and brought them to America. And I was like, oh, come on. Is that really all you're going to take away from English history?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's communist indoctrination.
So what I did was I made a contact with one of the ones of the group, there's 4 guys, and I've got their Facebook, and I'm going to suggest they watch Jesse Lee Peterson and yourself.
Okay. Wow, that's nice. Appreciate that.
Yeah, well, because it's the only truth I've ever really found.
Yeah.
It's you guys on a public platform. I'm sure you're not 100% perfect, and there's some stuff I disagree with, but on the whole, it's right on the money.
Cool, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, so great to hear from you. I'll let you on to your next caller.
All right. Thank you, Daniel. Take care, man.
Thanks a lot, James.
All right. He's from South Africa. Daniel is originally, right? Let me quickly get to this Nancy Pelosi thing. I was showing you guys these tweets. So this whole thing, they're fighting over Syria. And so far, I had only been aware that rhinos were going after Trump over Syria. Lindsey Graham, who's usually like a pro-Trump rhino. So he's nice and he's okay, but he's going after Trump on this Syria thing. And Rand Paul called him out because Rand Paul is another rhino, but he's less dumb on foreign policy, maybe. He's more kind of smart like Trump is on foreign policy, let's say. I don't know for sure. But Drudge reported that Erdogan threw Trump's Syria letter in the trash. So BBC, this was all told to BBC, right? Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan put U.S. President Donald Trump's letter in the bin, the BBC has been told. In the letter dated 9th of October and sent after U.S. troops were pulled out of Syria, Mr. Trump told Erdogan, don't be a tough guy, don't be a fool. And I would throw that away too if Trump told me that. But anyways, President Trump was urging Turkey not to launch a military offensive against Kurdish-led forces in northern Syria. Erdogan, of course, ignored this request. Vice President Pence is supposedly now in Ankara, Turkey, to push for a ceasefire, which I think they got, but I don't know if everyone is complying. I heard that it was just snipers. That Trump tweeted something about that earlier today. The U.S. has faced intense criticism for the withdrawal of the troops, specifically Trump, because critics are saying that it gave Turkey the green light to go ahead and do what they want. But what are we doing there anyways? Eventually, the Kurds got to stand up on their own feet, right? If they want to be independent. So in recent years, the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces, SDF, alliance has supposedly been a critical ally for us beating ISIS. And why were we over there beating ISIS? Probably helped out. I think we killed somebody. I mean, they killed one of our journalists, maybe. But they were evil, for sure. So it's probably good we killed ISIS, right? Or captured them and took over their caliphate, because they were taking over a whole lot of land. So in Trump's letter to President Erdogan, Trump wrote, quote, "Let's work out a good deal. You don't want to be responsible for slaughtering thousands of people, and I don't want to be responsible for destroying the Turkish economy, and I will. History will look upon you favorably if you get this done, and in a right and humane way. It will look upon you forever as the devil if good things don't happen. Don't be a tough guy. Don't be a fool. I will call you later." That's what Trump wrote. So President Erdogan received the letter, thoroughly rejected it, and put it in the bin, according to somebody from his office, right? So, like in a rare so-called bipartisan vote, meaning rhinos and Democrats, anti-Trumpers, you know, some pro-Trump rhinos, but they're suckers. 129 members of the Republican Party in the House of Representatives joined the Democrats to formally denounce Trump's move that was on Wednesday that they did that. And that resolution called on Erdogan to immediately cease military operations against the Kurdish-led forces and was voted 354 to 60. I think the minority is right. I don't know, but I think Trump is right. So House Speaker Nancy Pelosi had a meeting with Trump and a whole bunch of other people, and there's this famous picture that I can put up for you. And she was yelling, right? It was an apparently explosive meeting with President Trump on the issue, led to her and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, who's a total beta male, kisses up to her. He can't stand up on his own feet. Walking out of the room. Republican leaders said Pelosi's behavior was unbecoming and criticized her for storming out. Pelosi and Trump each called each other as having a meltdown. They accused each other of having a meltdown in that meeting. So Trump tweeted this, "Nervous Nancy's unhinged meltdown." And you see a picture of Nancy Pelosi standing at a long table, in the middle of a long table, with Trump right across from her. And then she tweeted later, she tweeted beforehand, "I'm not afraid to stand up to President Trump," because she's standing or something like that, woman thing. This is and it's so dumb. Imagine a man saying, "I'm not afraid." This is a critical moment in our country's history, and we have to stand up and do the right thing. Like she cares about the right thing. She doesn't. She's a liberal woman. And her team, right, also tweeted this photo saying, "This photo says it all. Trump is scared. He's terrified of Nancy's decades of experience ending abuses of power and battling corruption in Washington." Yeah, right. She's corrupt. That's why he's going all in attacking Nancy. And then they're trying to raise money. So this is partly why I say to this liberal woman, don't worry your pretty little head, or not so pretty little head. Liberal woman, you shouldn't be concerning yourself with politics, Nancy. It's not good for your health. And she's nervous. And nervous Nancy is an apt description. Earlier Wednesday, Trump said that the U.S. should not be intervening in Turkey's military operation in Syria because it is not our border. And he called on the former U.S. allies, he called the so-called former U.S. allies, the Kurds, they're no angels. The Kurds are no angels. And that's true. And Jesse Lee Peterson has interviewed people who are familiar with this, and the Kurds are not, I think they're mostly Muslims. A significant part of them are terrorists, and they're a problem. We don't have to pretend that they're our true friends. They were helping us because the ISIS was in their area. Of course they're going to help us. So they have a problem at a border, he told reporters, Trump did. It's not our border. We shouldn't be losing lives over it. He also said the situation on the Turkey-Syria border was strategically brilliant for the United States. Quote, our soldiers are out of there. Our soldiers are totally safe. They've got to work it out, meaning the other people have to work it out. Maybe they can do it without fighting, he said. On the Kurds, he added, they fought with us. We made a lot of money for them to fight, meaning they got a lot of money and weapons to fight, and they also got training from us, I think, to fight with us, and that's okay. They did well when they fought with us. They didn't do so well when they didn't fight with us, he said. So the Kurds are accusing Turkey of using napalm and white phosphorus, which is supposedly banned, right? But Ankara denies it, and they haven't been independently corroborated, so we don't know what the truth is. They're in a 5-day ceasefire right now. Trump has hailed the 5-day ceasefire deal in Syria as a great day for civilization. And blah, 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 blah. We'll see what happens. So, yeah, Pence was over there, or is, I don't know. So, there you have it. It's just, he said, Trump said, they couldn't get it without a little rough love, he said of the agreement. This is an incredible outcome. And Pat Buchanan, by the way, who is a writer for WorldNet Daily, Jesse has interviewed him, and I think spoke for him on behalf of him. He wrote, is Putin the new king of the Middle East? Because all these people are pretending that Putin is in charge now of the Middle East. And Pat Buchanan is like the voice of reason, saying Russia's influence in Syria does not threaten or imperil the United States. So they're kissing up, the warmongers are kissing up because they don't like America. We know that much. Otherwise, they would have secured the border and sent the illegals back a long time ago. But they're the swamp, so they haven't done it in decades. Anyways, let me get to Maze out of Dayton, Ohio. How are you doing?
Hello, James.
Hey.
Yes, I have something for Blazing Hog.
Oh, yeah, Blazing Hog said something smart for you
he said something smart. I'm
afterwards.
going to educate him a little bit.
All right.
Because that's what he needs.
Go for it.
One thing for you first. You know when you call me a Negro, it doesn't bother me.
Negroid.
Negro.
But it doesn't bother me when you call me Caucasians.
So you act like you do, because you can call me a Negro, you can call me colored.
I didn't say Negro. Maybe I should say Negro.
I'm telling you, it doesn't bother me because...
Why do you have to say that? Why do you have to say that then? Why do you have to say that it doesn't bother you?
Well, some people birth certificates say colored, some say African American, some say Negro. So y'all gave it and put it on the birth certificate, so you had to live about what y'all did,
That's
right?
the language.
And
I
so
don't think my birth certificate says Caucasian, but maybe it does.
I don't know what you would say or not, but when I say it, I don't know.
At least I have a real one, not like some people.
And it's spelled Caucasan, and it says white.
Oh yeah,
so
he said spell it. Caucasian is also, I forgot. Caucasian said spell it.
So tell them.
All right, but hey, it doesn't mean just white. I think Caucasian also means all of the parts of the Caucasus, which includes Arabs.
Well,
and those are brown people. Those are not whites. Yeah. So
and all these different things. So I just use that word because that's all I,
All right.
It's presentable.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Go to school. Tell him to look up the definition of all the things that I gave him that he can call me, but he want to call us something else.
Okay.
Tell him to get it together.
But you've heard of Negroid's a real word?
It's Negro.
No, Negroid
There's
too.
There's no Negroid on the birth certificate. I'm telling you what y'all put on the birth certificate.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Whatever.
So we have to go by what we see with our eyes, not what somebody told us.
No, but the birth certificate is something somebody told you.
No, it's on your birth certificate.
I know, but that's what somebody told you.
No. I know what yours say.
Yes, because we can see with our eyes that you guys are black.
Well, I tell you what.
And you can see with your eyes that I'm white. I'm very white.
And see what yours say.
I don't need my birth certificate to tell me what I am.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Or what my body is.
People calling me that. Some people are.
All right, man, I gotta go.
Hog, and then a night rider. Tell him to explain me what a night rider is, since he wants to be so sophisticated.
I don't know what you're referring to.
And because he wants to be one. He is one in the daytime.
Okay, cool. All right, Maze, take care.
And you have a good one.
You too. Let me quickly get to Steven out of... Steven out of Texas, 20 seconds for you. Get it off your chest, I guess. Do it.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Going fine. I'm clipping. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, sorry. I've called into Jesse Lee Peterson's show a few times. Never called the Hake Report. I'm the guy with the brain tumor, wondering if I was a beta.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, and then I got the football coach dad, and all that.
Yeah, you came to church.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, I said, yeah, you came to church. Man, Steven, can you call back on Sunday? I'll catch you then, if you can. All right, guys, we'll see you Sunday. And actually, The Fallen State comes out noon with those guys. Jesse really enjoyed that interview with those guys. You saw the previews. So The Fallen State, noon Pacific time, thefallenstate.tv, and then church on Sunday. Of course, my show a couple hours before church at 9 a.m., church at 11. 9 a.m. my channels, 11 a.m. Barn Building the Man channels. All right, guys, take care.